Hi, this is Scott Zorno, Operations Manager for HighCountry Spray Systems. And we're going to be talking about actually doing a production spray job with a HighCountry truck-mounted sprayer. As you can see, we're on site, ready to go. The tank has been filled. You saw that in the other video. And so now we're going to talk about putting it into use in a normal situation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the boom into use position. So we pull the pin, flip the boom over, there, finally. Alright, we're rolling. Alright, so we've got the boom in position. Now we want to hook the output hose to it using both of the cam-lock fittings. Now we need to set the valves. So the source valve, we're going to push it towards the tank, and the fill valve we're going to close. So now we're ready to go. The last thing we need to do is the output valve. Remember we said that the handle went towards whichever way it was going to go. This way it's going to the hand sprayer. This way it's going to the boom. So now we're ready to go as far as the back end of the truck. Now we'll hook up the electronics in the cab. Okay, so we now have the HighCountry control box woven into the cab of the truck, and we're going to put this into the power lighter adapter, and we're going to run a quick test with the switch. There's an LED on the plug that tells you have power, and then there's a little LED on the switch that tells you the switch is on. So we're going to run a quick test. The LED's on. Now the LED's off, and the switch is off. So now we're ready to actually do the work. So the last thing we do is we reset the flow meter to 0, so we'll know how many gallons we've used on this particular job. The next thing we need to do is we're going to start the motor and set the pressure. And that involves wasting a little bit of product on the ground the first time, but once you get it, you don't need to worry about it. So we'll start the motor, and then we'll set the pressure. All right, now I have to go turn the system on to have the pressure show up. All right. So there we are, about 20 psi. That's where we want to be. couple closing comments. One is that your boom needs to be between 20 and 24 inches off the ground. Another thing is that once you get the throttle and the pressure set, then you can pretty well leave it and you don't have to go back and reset it. And now I can look at my flow meter and I can tell how many gallons I've shot. And since we only did part of the job, I'm going to go ahead and finish up before we record the gallons. But it lets us know how we're doing as far as our coverage rate. Are we matching up? And the rule of thumb is 20 to 22 psi at 8 to 9 miles an hour with the truck gives you about a gallon per 1,000 square foot coverage, which is a good starting place with pre-treat. You may have to go heavier coat, slow the truck down a little bit for other situations, but generally speaking, a gallon per 1,000 square feet is a good coverage rate. So thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoy using your HighCountry spray system.